Hi, moms and dads. Welcome back to another episode of From Another Mother with Alicia Hogan Murphy. So glad you're here. I was thinking about the channel this morning and thinking that I probably am guilty of approaching this from the perspective of the mother of teenagers, which is where I am at this point in my life, my motherhood. But I do want the episodes to be relatable to mothers of all ages and mothers of children of all ages. So I thought I'd step back in my timeline to the infant years, the very newborn years, actually, today. I wanted to touch on breastfeeding, postpartum, depression, sleep deprivation, all those things that can really make being a new mom a real hoot. It can be really trying at times, really challenging. And it's so easy to place all of our focus on that newborn because we just want to give them all the best care we can and every part of ourselves. I can remember the first appointment that we had after I had my oldest, first appointment with our pediatrician, and she said to us, it's really a good idea to make your baby an important part of your family. But you don't have to make the baby the center of your family. It's okay and normal and very healthy, in fact, to focus on other things in your life other than baby. And I thought that was really interesting and valuable advice. And we tried to really apply that as much as we could. And as hard as that is to do, it's not easy because, let's face it, newborns are very demanding. Even though they can't speak, they're very demanding humans, right? And while we're really happy about the arrival of our baby, those weeks and months following can be really hard, really hard. We can become glum, blue. Our body just spent 9 months creating another human being and adjusting to that happening inside of it. And then when the baby decides it's time, the baby's like, well, hate to eat, sleep, and poop inside you and run, but I'm out of here, right? So our body then must adjust again to not having that extra person inside. And we most likely aren't getting much sleep. So we're exhausted. And you put all these things together and it can really weigh on us. I had a tough time, especially after my daughter was born. I felt very detached. I felt so sad a lot of the time. And I tried to keep in mind that it could be my hormones, this could be happening. But I remember thinking why don't I have any patience for my son, who was 16 months old when my daughter arrived. I had those two very close. So he had his own sets of demands and all of that. And I can remember just crying and crying and crying and thinking, gosh, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel this way? It's normal. It's normal. And we have to try to keep that in mind. Breastfeeding is a whole other world. And that too can be really difficult in the beginning and throughout. With my son, my first, it went really smoothly for the most part. Once we got the hang of it, it was it was a nice experience. I really enjoyed it, and I know he liked nursing. My daughter rejected my breast milk. It, for whatever reason, did not agree with her system, her stomach. And the poor little thing, when she wasn't sleeping or eating, she was screaming because I think her stomach hurt so much. She had man gas, the poor little thing. I remember being like, woo! And we decided to switch over to a sensitive formula for sensitive stomachs. And we had a changed child as soon as we made that switch. And I had been feeling so guilty, like, what's wrong? Why am I not doing this right? So I had to kind of remind myself, well, this is what's best for her. And unfortunately, I got a call from someone at the hospital who, was being paid to talk to new parents about breastfeeding. And she really shamed me on the phone. Do you realize that breastfeeding, breast milk is the best thing nutritionally and developmentally for your child? And I had to say to her, yes, I do understand that study. I understand that has been researched and proven, but this is the best choice for our baby. She encouraged me to give it more time. And, it's easy for somebody to say that when they're not in your house and seeing your child and seeing what you've been trying and what the child's going through. So it's important to do the best thing for you. Don't let the nipple Nazi make you feel guilty. Stand strong like I did. It's really important. So do what feels best for you and your baby. And if you are feeling really, really down and sad all the time, and please tell your partner and your doctor. Try to remember that this doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It's normal. Your body is going through a ton. So give your body time, give yourself time. And I I tell myself this all the time as I go through this motherhood journey. For me, motherhood is a job that I never really have gotten the hang of, per se, because it's ever changing. It's constantly changing as our kids grow. They have different needs. When I had my daughter, her needs were different than my older son. They're different people. So all we can do is learn as we go, learn with our children, and do the best we can, a day at a time. Please feel free to share this channel with anyone you feel might enjoy it, get something out of it. And I look forward to future episodes where we kind of delve into things that are maybe a little bit more difficult. I think it's so important for moms, parents, to talk and to share, because we're all going through it. We're all going through it together. So thank you for being here and going through this with me. And I look forward to next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.